Hello everyone, this is day 11 of Shea Loss. This is going to act as my update for the day and my longer video that I've been promising. First of all, I just wanted to say keep up the good work. Hope everybody's doing good. Just out here trying to take the dog out for a break. We're down here in the Panhandle of Florida and it's been raining for like 2 or 3 days straight. There's a little break in the rain. You can actually see some of the sky there. It's a little bit clearer than it has been. I want to start off by just kind of saying where I was, what weight I was whenever I started to get a hold of myself, so to speak. I was 272. In high school, I played a lot of football. I was always kind of a bigger kid, and then I'd go through a growth spurt and kind of thin out a little bit, and and then I would chunk back up. Not heavy. I was not like a big kid or anything. I wouldn't say I was grossly obese whenever I was a kid or anything, but yeah, I just would kind of fatten up a little bit and then thin out through a growth spurt and then do it again. And anyway, played football. High school, I started playing spring football one time, and long story short, I quit and didn't like it. I hated it. I hated how serious it was. Not make excuses. I mean, it was just so serious to everyone, and I loved the game. I didn't really want to. I don't know if it was laziness. I didn't want to work out all the time like that. I just loved the game, and I was good at the game. I just never could get as big as those other kids because I just didn't want to work out twice a day like they were. Anyway, so I started bulking up a little bit, obviously, through that time, and I got pretty big muscles and being a little bit overweight on top of fat on top of muscles. But yeah, I remember the moment I decided to lose weight. I was sitting in a breakfast shop and I was eating pancakes and eggs and bacon, and just not a great breakfast for you. And I said, my dad and his girlfriend were eating with me, and I said, I'm done. I'm gonna lose weight. And then I remember him kind of laughing it off and kind of he believed me, but he knew how hard it would be to do it. And I started to really, it was my senior year of high school, probably started about the end of the first semester, beginning of the second semester, and started trying to get a hold of it. And the first thing I did, I started portion control. I ate all the fried foods and everything that I was eating before. I just didn't eat as much of them. Instead of 2 French bread pizzas at home, because that's what we had a lot of microwavable food, and it was just not good for you. I would just have one or half of one, and then I would do, instead of 2 5-piece nuggets somewhere, I would get 1 5-piece nugget somewhere, and I just started portion controlling. And then I started running. I mean, my best friend recalls whenever I told him I ran around the block the first time, because I couldn't do anything. I was out of shape and couldn't exercise barely at all. But yeah, I started portion control. I dropped about 40 pounds in the first few months. By my graduation, I had dropped about 40 pounds, and I just stalemated. And I was like, what am I going to do to get losing weight? So I went the unhealthy route. I pretty much stopped eating, and I started buying fruit juices at the store, and I would drink that, and I'd have a bagel, and that'd be all I'd have a day. That's not the greatest way to do it, and that worked for a little bit, losing weight. And then I stalemated again, and figured, what, I got to do this right. And I started to actually research and dive into a healthy lifestyle, nutrition, healthy foods. And I wasn't a healthy eater. I remember the first salad I had, I gagged every single bite, and I was like, why am I doing this? This is terrible. I hate this. I do not want to lose weight this bad where I've got to make myself eat stuff I do not like. And yeah, and that was the beginning of it. But here I am, 10 years later. I'm 28 years old now, and I'm 100 pounds lighter. I got all the way down to 168 the first time, and then I got into a relationship that was not the healthiest of relationships, and I just got comfortable and and everything, and I jumped back up to about 196. And then, you know, a few years go by, and I'm kind of staying at that because I'm working out and stuff. I'm just not eating right. Kind of like basically exactly what Shay's doing. I mean, I could run a long time. I could work out in the gym for an hour and a half and not ever feel tired. I was, you know, strong and in shape per se, but I didn't look like it. I was kind of a little bit still heavier set, a little bit overweight for my size. So, you know, long story short, I kind of, when I came out of that relationship, got involved in church and then met my wife. And before we got married, I decided that I wanted to get back into my healthy lifestyle, eating healthy along with exercise. So I dropped about 28 pounds and got down to about 168 before we got married, and I pretty much kept that off for the rest of our married so far. You know, we've been married 5 years, going on 6 already. So yeah, I mean, it was a good thing to do, and I've kept it off pretty good. And then you know, last year we had the 2 miscarriages, and then my knee was messing with me really bad, and you know, it just wasn't a good year mentally, emotionally, and I don't want to make excuses, and that's why I'm doing this 5-week challenge, get myself back kick-started in the right direction. I mean, I've always eaten healthy, I've always exercised, but I've kind of laid it off the last year. And when I had the knee surgery, I was basically sedentary. I couldn't do anything. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. That's my journey through 10 years in a very, you know, in 6 minutes. You know, like I said in one of my other videos, I make myself try things that I know are healthy for me, and I try them over time. And now I love salads. I'm working on cucumbers right now. I don't like them, but I know that's a good thing to add to things like salad, even to have it as a snack or on top of your, you know, as a side to your sandwich or something in the afternoon or anything, you know. So I'm working on that now. Yeah, I got focused. Just been keeping it off for about 5 years, like I said. Then this year I started putting on weight, and it's just, I wanted to get back on top of it. So I wanted to explain my tattoos. The phoenix on my shoulder, it's a phoenix. I know some people may not be able to tell what it is because it looks just like a bird, but it's a phoenix. And you know, the whole story behind a phoenix is that, you know, it'll die and be reborn from its ashes. And that's kind of was my, you know, symbol for me whenever I lost my weight. I've been wanting it for years, and I finally convinced my wife to let me get it. You know, and really wanted to kind of symbolize that I'm a new person whenever I decided to go to start a healthy lifestyle. And then I have a scripture on my leg. It's 2 Corinthians 12:9, and what it says is, or if you look it up in the scripture, it's, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for me, for my power is made perfect in weakness." And then it goes on, it says, "Therefore I will boast in my weakness all the more gladly, so that the power of Christ will rest upon me." And I put that on my leg because I have a chronic leg thing. You know, I've had the surgery now, and it's still there, and it's just pretty much never going to go away. And I wanted to symbolize that, you know, if God's grace is enough, if he never heals me, if it never goes away, then God's grace is enough. And that's kind of what the scripture's in reference to when Paul was complaining about the thorn in his sides, and you know, and Jesus was saying to him, you know, my grace is sufficient for you. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I wanted to do this 5-week kickstart to get myself back going the right direction versus kind of being an emotional wreck and mentally just not in the right place. Appreciate you guys watching my video. I know there's several. I know it's a long one, and a lot of people won't watch the whole thing, but appreciate it, guys. Hope everybody else is doing well with this 5-week challenge, and keep up. You know, hopefully everybody will do this 5-week challenge longer than just 5 weeks. It'll be a lifestyle change. All right, appreciate it.